Hello everyone, welcome back to Nails by Sora. How's everyone doing today? I'm bringing you another 3D art gel video, and this one comes from a challenge that was again hosted by Blue Rose Nail Talk, and I can't thank her enough for hosting these challenges because they really do force you to think and work outside the box. So I'm just showing you the drawing of my idea. It's the theme was dragons. Part of the challenge was to do a 3D art nail and to use the color yellow. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. These are long stiletto nails, and the background color is Perfect White by Madame Glam. All the colors I'm using today are by Madame Glam, as well as the 3D Art Gel, which is their Mirage 3D Sculpting Gel. And I love it so much. I tried using the frosting gel for part of the dragon, specifically the belly on this first nail, but it didn't really work the way I wanted it to, so I switched to the Mirage Gel for the second nail. You'll see I did originally have a 3 nail set in mind, but I felt the third nail was unnecessary, and there was no way that I could think of to really enhance the background that would make it make sense. So it's going to be a 2 nail set, and right now I'm drawing what on the face of it looks like the purple dinosaur, Barney. But I ended up wiping it off and starting new because I started drawing it way too large and I couldn't fit in the horns of the dragon. But I really love the way these nails turned out. I mean, I never really thought of myself as someone that would enjoy working with 3D sculpting gel. I don't think it's something that I'll ever specifically wear, but to work with and design art pieces with, I think it's a fantastic medium. I'm having so much fun. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. I hope you enjoy all of my videos. To all of my subscribers, welcome back. To anyone who's new here, if this is your first video, thank you for joining us. Please give me a like and a subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you always know when new videos are available. I'm going to hit the finer points of the technique that I employed for these nails, but mostly it's going to be a watch me work, and I'm going to break back in here and there to go over what I'm doing. So right now I'm just drawing the outline of the dragon. I'm using this art gel by Nails by Dev. It's shading gel in black, and it's used specifically to create shadows with caricature pieces. Or not necessarily caricature pieces, but just in general. And I wanted to use it because it wouldn't be a hard line, and because it's semi-transparent, I'd be able to color over it, and it wouldn't create too much of an impact on the overall aesthetics of the nail. So I'm just wrapping the tail around, and I'm going to finish off the outline, and then I'm going to go in with putting in the 3D art gel for the belly. So I'm starting off with the frosting gel, and as you can see, it has somewhat of a cloudy appearance in the pot. It does not translate that way onto the nail. It's 100% clear, And while it does take a little bit of a practice picking it up and transferring it to the nail, once it's on the nail, it really holds its form. It doesn't move at all. It doesn't slide. It is somewhat sticky and viscous. You can see that it was a little bit stringy as I was pulling the dotting tool away from the nail. But for at least this application, I didn't feel like it was the right product to use because I had trouble really shaping it. And what I was trying to do was create those ridges and folds of the dragon's belly to make it look 3D. So I started going every other so that I would have space in between. I can cure it and then go back in and fill in those spaces. But I had trouble seeing where the art gel was, where the cure gel was, and where the uncured gel was. So it ended up a bit messy. The ridges were uneven, and ultimately it came out looking fine once it was cured and painted. But it took me a good half an hour just to get down the ridges of the belly, and it was getting a bit frustrating. And then after the fact, I realized that Mirage gel would have worked a lot better for this application. So for like the second nail, as I mentioned earlier, I switched to that. So I did cut out a majority of the footage of me messing with the frosting gel, and I'm now just going in with a glass color from Glam. It's their yellow glass, and I wanted to use it so that it would really make the ridges stand out and give it that 3D transparent feeling. Not that the dragon's underbelly is transparent, but I thought it would give it a little bit more dimension. I went in and I did a second coat of the yellow, cured it, and now I'm going in with the rest of the dragon. And I wanted to really play with light and shadow and have the dragon be as three-dimensional as possible. So instead of just using one green, I mixed a few different greens together, and then I shaded around the ridges of the belly to give it even more of an appearance of being standing out from the nail. And I'm just going to continue painting in the dragon. I'm going to accent the, what are they called? Not the spiny pieces that stick out from the dragon. Not the horns. You know what I mean. The ridges along the spine. I colored them in red, along with the horns and his eye. I also made the eye 3D as well as the horns, and once that's done, I'm going to move on to the second nail. So for the second nail, I'm using my Mirage gel. And if you didn't know better, you would think that the pot was completely empty, but it really does smooth out quite well once it's left to settle for a bit. And when you pull it out of the pot, it is a little sticky and will stick to your gloves, so it helps you use a little bit of rubbing alcohol. It also helps take away any cloudiness and helps you work with it with your hands a little bit more. Now, I will say I definitely recommend using gloves. Do not touch the gel with your bare hands because you can really encourage a gel allergy by doing that. But I just created somewhat of a worm shape and tapered at either end, a little bit fatter in the center. And now I'm going to use, well, first I'm using a little bit of acetone to melt the edges so it sticks a little bit more firmly to the nail. And then I'm going to use the spade that's right next to the pot no, I'm not. I'm going to use my water marbling tool to press down and create ridges to create the sections of the belly. Then I went back to the frosting gel and picked up a little bit and drew some ridges along the side of the belly to try to make it look like there are bends and curves to the tail, because I wanted the belly to really wrap around and twist underneath the top of the tail of a dragon. I don't know if it really gives that effect in the final outcome, but I do like the way it looks. And I was able to really get in between the different pieces and shade it and create a lot of depth and texture. So now I'm just going to go in and I'm going to paint it in the same fashion that I did the first nail. The belly is going to be yellow with the rest of the dragon being shades of green and red. And then I'm going to show you how I made the 3D wing, which was a lot of fun and worked so much better than I thought it would, and was really, the chef's kiss, if I do say so myself, on this set of nails. I don't think I would have thought to use the, um, what are they called? The paper forms for acrylic extensions unless I had just done acrylic extensions on myself the other day, which I had, and that's in a video coming up. But I wanted to create literally a 3D wing coming off the surface of the nail, and I couldn't think of what to paint it on that would give it that curvature and give me the opportunity to peel it away and then attach it to the nail after the fact. And then I remembered the paper forms. I did have trouble getting it to stick to itself. So I ended up taking a little bit of gel and literally gluing and curing the paper form into a conical shape. So I just drew the outline of the wing, cured it, filled in the sections in between the boning of the wing, and then gently, oh so gently, peeled it off the backing. So as I said before, I did intend on attaching the wing to a separate nail, and I was going to build out an extension from the nail in which to attach it to, but I just didn't think it looked right. I thought it looked too much separate from the other two nails versus being a cohesive part of it. So I ended up cutting it off after I'd already painted it. Thankfully, I didn't damage it at all, and then I just decided to attach it to the free edge, the sidewall of the first nail, so that it was legitimately coming out from the side, or I guess the back of the dragon. So I decided to finish off this set with a little bit of gold gilding, and the reason I did that was because I felt that the white background was a little too lackluster and it needed a little bit, a little something to make it stand out a little bit more. So I just took some gel paint from Madame Glam and I did a thin coat of that. I feel like it would have looked better, looked like less of an afterthought if I had actually done it before I did the dragon, but I didn't know what the dragon would really look good over, and I didn't want anything too dark that would make it so that the dragon didn't stand out, and I had trouble laying down the color and making it really pop. So I decided to start with the white and then figure out what I wanted to do with it after. So I think the gold works really well and adds to that like Chinese dragon feel. And as a cool aside, the Chinese dragon is my zodiac. So I really loved doing this set and felt like it was really personal. Alright, so that's going to conclude this video. I did finish up both nails with a coat of no wipe top coat, and I really love the way these turned out, and I hope you do too. Thank you again for stopping by. If you have any comments or questions, please, as always, leave them down in the comment section below. I would love it if I could get a like, and if you can hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. I would love you to the moon and back. If you, like I said, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. I will leave all the information for the products I used in the description box, and I will see you soon.